All right, friends, my name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton Sehon, and I wanted to give you a little revelation on something. My hair looks really bad. I've been outside not all day, but for like an hour in the wind. You know the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive? You know that saying? Anyone ever heard that saying? Let me give you some deep thoughts here on that. When we hear that, or at least when I heard that in the past, I would think that that meant when I'm ready for some like deep dive or some new area of expertise or some sort of new revelations or new teachings, that when I would be ready, that new person, that new teacher would come and be able to bring all of those like ahas and explain and communicate and make that like all better, and that it would be fun and that it would be easy, right? In my twilight hours, the last few days, what I keep getting is that sometimes when the student is ready, the teacher arrives, and the teacher can actually look like an asshole or a bee and really annoy you and get on your nerves and rub you wrong. And that doesn't mean that they're less than a teacher. It just means that this is the lesson, that there's something to learn from that. And overall, we create the whole thing anyway, and everything is us or me, and there is no you or me, and we just use everyone to help us learn and grow, because all of you are just me pushed out, showing up in my field to show me that there's something still there that I can either clear or make a new choice or set a new boundary or whatever the situation is. But I just want to make sure that everyone knows that just because the teacher doesn't seem fun and easy doesn't mean it's not a teacher. Like, some of our best lessons can actually come from people that aren't as easy or fun. Ever think about that? Anyway, I would love your thoughts on that. And I would love to know if you've ever been in that situation where you created a scenario to show up and mirror back to you, only for you to look at it maybe with the perspective of, why are they doing that to me? Or why does this keep happening to me? Instead of realizing, oh, it's me. I'm the one. And seeing everything as much as I possibly can, and or as much as we possibly can, as an opportunity and or a lesson to shift some things in ourselves and or make some new choices to set some better boundaries and to have a different outcome. Because everything that comes to us just gives us those opportunities. And I know Bob would always say, if we look at things as a burden, that a gift given, not received as a gift, will become a burden, instead of seeing things that seem as a gift, seem as a burden, an actual burden instead of a gift. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Anyway, as things happen to us, we can either look at them as a gift or look at them as a burden. It's all perspective. And isn't it interesting how two people can go through the exact same thing of like abuse or a terrible circumstance or whatever, and like one person can rise above it and get through it and do some new things and make a better life, and the other person can wallow in it and blame and be upset about it for the rest of their lives, and we can still hear about it from a decade later. So just some things to think about anyway. But hope you're well.